Hey guys, Professor Bruce from B1 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu here. Today we have Luke, who is a police officer in the state of Illinois. He has been here with us for many years now. We wanted to share a little bit about his story and why he chose B1. So Luke, how long have you been doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
4 years now.
Excellent, excellent. And like we mentioned earlier, you are a police officer here in our state. How do you feel Jiu-Jitsu has helped you at work?
Tremendous impact. I mean, going call to call, you don't know how the situation is going to turn out. Very dynamic. From showing up to the call, being confident, knowing that less than 10% people actually have grappling background.
Mm-hmm.
So that puts you a step above the rest. I mean, having a voice is always your best tool, but having that supplementation of jiu-jitsu and just knowing that you'll be able to control the general public, it helps you out tremendously for sure.
What would you say with with the confidence that you've gained from jiu-jitsu, knowing that hey, I can hold my own in case a situation were to escalate? When it comes to using your voice as your primary weapon, do you feel that contributes to not only you being able to keep yourself settled, but also kind of deliver that sense of confidence to the person that you are drawing attention to?
100%, absolutely. I go in, I give everybody a little ocular pat down, check their waistline for weapons,
Mm-hmm.
look at their cauliflower ear. If they've got cauliflower ear, it's probably gonna be a bad day, but you definitely have that confidence, and you're able to kind of take a step back and focus on the call at hand rather than worry about, hey, this guy might be able to kick my butt. So,
And that's it kind of leads us into the next thing. Like, when we train jiu-jitsu, there's the obvious. Okay, you're learning a skill. You're learning how to control somebody. Obviously, your body is getting more. It's becoming physically stronger. But there's also another aspect to that I think sometimes, we as somebody looking to start jiu-jitsu doesn't see, or maybe sometimes your coworkers don't see because they don't have the experience that you have. Can you share a little bit more about the mental aspect of the mental dexterity, I guess you could say, that jiu-jitsu gives you to help you in your day-to-day work?
100%. And to touch on that, I heard a quote the other day. It said, jiu-jitsu's not for everyone, but it's for anyone. And what that means is it's not for everyone. Not everyone is going to come in here and be successful, but it's for everyone, or anyone. People will find that grit and be able to come in here and maybe get beat up sometimes, but overall learn. And I mean, that translates into every aspect of life, not just law enforcement. I feel like if you can come in here and get humbled and then continue to stay in here and learn, I think that just makes you a better person.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one thing that I 100% believe in, and I've talked several times in our podcast, is before hitting a new level in your life and a new level of growth, you're always going to be met with resistance. It's not, you get handed the golden ticket and it's like, okay, Luke, walk in through the store, this is going to be, the new level you've achieved because, you've been able to conquer level 1 through 4. I think, you're always going to get met with that tough test right before you're able to get to the next level. And, I think I'd rather have it be here. I see some people that come in here with that excel in the discipline. For you, for example, if you wanted to touch on this with our audience, you had an athletic background.
I did.
Right. So,
Yeah.
So you're a successful American football player.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you met resistance. Would you say you met resistance later on in your jiu-jitsu career, or did you think you felt it, maybe while you were still as a white belt?
I would say every other day is a challenge, because you're always going to have somebody that's better than you. And that's the beautiful thing about it, is because you have something to go back to the drawing board. I played a little bit in the Arena League, and that wall is unforgiving, let me tell you about it. but there was a time where you're like, oh, I think I've kind of reached my pinnacle. You know, I don't think I can get faster. I don't think I can get better at that. But here at jiu-jitsu, you learn a new move, you learn a new sweep, you learn, you know, a chain of attacks. There's just so much that you can learn from it, and you grow. So.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. Oh, perfect. So I'm glad that you were able to kind of, you know, use your past experience, and I think that's kind of what's helped guide you this far into jiu-jitsu. Because let's be honest, 4 years of jiu-jitsu is a big accomplishment. Because I mean, just, you know, for our viewers out there, think off the top of your head, how many people do you know have done something consistently for 4 years, right? So you can kind of start to see as the time progresses how you start separating yourself from the group, which in turn, in my opinion, it starts creating opportunities, right? So, you know, the skill set that we're developing here with Luke, we hope that in the future, you know, he can use that to, you know, maximize his potential at the workplace, and then from there, plenty more opportunities stem from it. Luke, anything else? You know, we have a lot of families that watch our channel, or they're here, that are part of our program. Do you think has our program here helped, you know, your family at home in any way, shape, or form?
Absolutely. Both my girls, 7 and 3, they both train here. They love it. You know, and what's great about B1, it's not all about business. You know, they have fun, they play games. My kids love it. They get disappointed when they don't play games sometimes, but sometimes the class doesn't do well. So
yeah,
you know,
they gotta earn it.
They gotta earn it for sure, and
but,
I think that's set forth to them. So.
And that's, you know, and a good point Luke brought up. I mean, if you can, you know, that's one thing that we hold here in high regard. You know, if we're gonna do something, it's got to be fun, and if we want both our adults and our youth students to do this for an extended amount of time, we want to keep it fun, right? So with our adults, maybe it's more on the technique side of it, the drilling side of it. But for our kiddos, you know, Luke's, you know, sat through plenty of our youth classes because of his, you know, his two children that are active in our program, and he's been able to witness, you know, several games that we play, all jiu-jitsu oriented. So, you know, even though they're running around having fun, they don't realize, hey, at the same time, now my hip escapes are better, my forward rolls are better, right? I have more coordination, more control in our bodies, right? So, anything that you wanted to leave us off with today, Luke? Any final thoughts?
You know, there's always tomorrow, but we got to focus on today. All right. If you're you know, reluctant to want to train, I say get out there, try a class.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for your time this morning, Luke. You know, hopefully, if there's anybody out there that you know, can relate with what we chatted about today, if we have any, you know, police officers that maybe are a little bit unsure of getting out there, I can promise you, you know, an officer like Luke would love to have, you know, his partner have the same skill set that he does, or something equivalent, you know, to have that confidence when he's walking onto a call, right, into a house, even standing next to a car. You never know what's on the other side. So having that awareness, having that knowledge and that skill set to be able to back up your partner is a huge part of the job. So I want to thank Luke for his service and what he's done here for our community. And guys, again, if you have anybody that could benefit from this, like, share, and subscribe. See you guys next week.